I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota.
Pakistan.
Olympia, Washington.
California.
Washington.
Wickersley in northern England.
Botswana.
I'm in Nepal.
From Berryville, Virginia.
Los Angeles.
What was your journey like to Bennington?
It was really interesting because I haven't been to the western half of the world.
My parents knew nothing about this school or this state. I think they still think I'm in Canada.
It took me about 6 days to get here.
Combining all the little breaks between the travel and the stay over at the airport, I'd say 2 days.
An all-day to 2-day excursion. Last year, my roommate and I had a 9-hour layover, and so we traveled for 25 straight hours. That wasn't fun.
It's usually about an 8-ish hour drive.
And so I had to drive across the country from LA to here. And I ended up driving for 3 days.
24 hours, give or take a few hours.
14-hour flight, and then 11, or it was the other way around. Either way, it was basically traveling for a whole day.
And we drove up here, and it was actually quite nice because I had a bed and like a TV inside of the front part of the car. And so I slept most of the way here.
Eaten under the front wheel of my car and was like dragging or like got stuck like between my bumper and my front wheel.
My favorite thing ever is when you like come around this bend and you can see the campus from like a mountain away, which is really cool. So I enjoyed my journey.
And like pick up the different pieces of my car that are like lying in the interstate, like obviously watching out for cars that are coming.
It broke down in the middle of nowhere, about an hour from Albany, at the side of the road on a highway. And we were sat there for 6 hours while the bus driver was trying to fix it.
I'm kind of miscalculated time-wise, and I ended up getting to Bennington 2 days before move-in day, so I kind of just had to like hide a little bit.
My dad went to Bennington, actually. He graduated in '88. He was a drama student here, so I'm a, what is it called, legacy?
I went to a very conservative boarding school, and I wanted the complete opposite of that because I still didn't have much of a political identity myself, and so I wanted a very liberal school.
And I've been in alternative education my entire life, so I knew that I would do well with that type of like structure, but I basically just like didn't want to see my mom at the store and like run into everybody that I already knew.
And I also wanted to live on the East Coast.
That was the first time I came to the US, actually.
I wanted to get away from California.
And I fell in love with liberal arts, which was a nice thing to fall in love with. But I didn't like the Ivy League schools. I really didn't like the way they were set up.
I have this like very clear moment of I was listening to the Phantom of the Opera soundtrack, and it got to this really dramatic swell in the music just as I realized, looking through the website, like, this is where I want to be, this is where I want to be, this is it. And I just started sobbing right there in that moment at 2 o'clock in the morning in front of my computer. And so that was when I knew this is where I'm going to be.
So yeah, that's my story.